Hey guys, it's Queen Osset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, I just want to remind you, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to someone else who might like it as well. Now, I also wanted to apologize because yesterday I did not upload videos, and I pretty much upload every day. And I didn't upload yesterday because I felt awful. Yesterday and Friday, that Pisces full moon, y'all. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that Pisces full moon really hit me. And I was not expecting that because when the moon went into Aquarius, I was chilling. I was chillaxing. And I had some spells to do. I did my spells. And on Friday, after I was done with my spell work, I was talking to a friend in Aquarius, and when I finished talking to him, I started listening to music. Some of my old favorites, Eric Clapton, Piano in the Dark by Brenda Russell, some Peter Cetera, my old favorite love songs, Whitney Houston and Deborah Cox. I had a jam I like by Elder Barge. I mean, I was just listening to some of the best music of all time. Okay, I love Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton has a couple songs that really touch me. So I'm listening to my songs, and I found my Green Aventurine, which is for the heart chakra and prosperity, and I put this on, and right after that, the combination of the Green Aventurine, the moon being in Aquarius, the music on my phone, I was crying. And there was nothing wrong. I was like, why are you crying? I was crying. I mean, crying. And I cried all night, fell asleep crying, woke up crying. I was just crying. And it was nothing wrong with me. That was the thing. I mean, like, my life is great. I'm not upset about anything. I'm like, what are you crying for? And I finally came to the end of it. And at the end of my crying fit, I realized that I was crying because the only time I ever fell in love was with a jerk. That's why I was crying. And I want to fall in love one day with someone who is worth my effort, worth my time. And that's what I was crying about for 2 days. That Pisces moon did me dirty. So I don't know about you guys, but the Pisces moon, some people told me it had them angry. Some people were sad. That moon had me a combination of both. More sadness than anger, but the anger did come up in the very beginning. So I was like, and I did not expect that. A lot of times the full moons, sometimes they affect me in different ways, and sometimes they don't affect me at all. I've been doing this for a long time, and that was a pretty intense reaction. That full moon got me. So yesterday, which was Saturday, I didn't feel like doing nothing. I was exhausted. I had been crying all night. So when I woke up, I just didn't have the energy or the strength to do the videos. I just didn't have it. So I spent the day eating and resting and talking to my friends and getting myself together, and thinking about the law of attraction and what changes I want to make in my life to, because I felt like that was an important breakthrough. I felt like it was something that my soul wanted me to know. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to work on this. I never do. So basically, I realized that was what the whole thing was about. It was my soul trying to tell me something that I hadn't really, I think it was always there, but I never really focused, or maybe I was never really ready. Anyway, let's get to today's topic, okay? So today's topic is about a woman. Now, this woman is a Scorpio, and she's seeing an Aquarius guy. And she wants me to tell her why her Aquarius is acting so strange. First of all, she said that they've been seeing each other for 6 months. It's been off and on for the entire 6 months. She says she doesn't understand what's wrong with him. They'll have a good time, then he'll disappear. Then he'll reappear. And she's like, I don't understand. One minute he'll say he doesn't want to be in a relationship. The next minute he's texting her all day. The next day he doesn't show up at all. 2 weeks later, he reappears, and she's like, what is wrong with him? Does he like me or not? She was like, I can't understand what he's doing. She was like, at first it seems like, yeah, he'll tell me, like when they first started seeing each other, he told her he didn't want to have a relationship. So she said, cool. She figured it would be a situationship. But then they started to see each other, and he was like, I'm falling in love with you. Then he told her that he couldn't see her anymore because he was falling in love with her. Then he came back and said that he was wrong. He was just confused, and he still wants to talk to her. So it's like for the whole 6 months, he's on again, off again. She said every day that she wakes up, she never knows what's going to happen. Is it going to be conversation? Is it not going to be conversation? Is he going to be available? Is he going to be acting crazy? She never knows from day to day what is going to happen with this Aquarius. And she said to me, what is wrong with him and what should I do? Because she doesn't know what to do. She's like, should I just wait? And maybe over time he'll thaw, he'll get used to me. Like, what should I do? And see, this is my thing about Aquarius. This is why I would have a really hard time being with an Aquarius, because I cannot play this game. I can't play this uncertain game. I don't do that. And in order to be with certain Aquarius, not all of us, you have to play this uncertain game, this waiting game, this back and forth game. And I don't recommend it. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though he's Aquarius and he's my brethren, I do not recommend waiting for him. I don't recommend waiting for anybody, because this is my thing. A person who really wants to be with you puts in effort to see you. They put in effort to talk to you. They try. They don't go days and ignore you and go back and forth. That's somebody who's confused. That's somebody who's uncertain. And that's somebody who has issues. That's somebody with emotional issues. And they don't quite know what they want to do. Their emotions are leading them around by the freaking nose. And from one day to the next, they don't know what they're going to do. So you don't know where you stand from one day to the next. And I don't think that's fair. So I wouldn't do that to myself. I would kick him to the curb and I would move on. Let me tell you something. Right now, I like this woman. I like her a lot. She don't even know I like her. I consistently check on her. I consistently talk to her. I consistently make sure she's okay. I consistently, even though we're not talking, she doesn't even know I like her. A person who wants to get to know you is going to make a consistent effort. They might not have all the time in the world. Like, I don't have a lot of time. So I'm not like, on her phone or, constantly in her inbox. But I make an effort regularly that she knows that I'm thinking of her and I'm concerned about her and I want to know how she is and I want to connect with her. I don't go back and forth about that thought, like maybe I want to connect, maybe I don't. I'm consistent with my thought, and we're not even talking. So this is somebody that you are talking to, have slept with, have spent time with, and they can't decide from day to day what they want to do. And I personally just think that you're worth more than that. I personally think that you deserve consistency, male or female. And if somebody that you're seeing can't be consistent, then that's somebody I don't think you should be seeing, because that's a red flag. That's telling you something is going on with that person. And you might not know what it is, but it's something going on. Now, some people are crazy enough to take this as a challenge. Well, this person, is acting flaky, so I'm going to change their mind. I'm going to turn them around. I'm going to screw them so good. They're going to change their mind and be my everything. Some people will take this as a challenge. And those people, in my opinion, are setting themselves up for disaster. This is one of those red flags. Remember I said believe red flags in the beginning? This is a red flag. And if you push past this red flag, which a lot of people will do, you're going to end up in a worse situation later, because everything that he's doing right now is showing you where he's at emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So what does that mean for later? If you keep pushing, you keep having this relationship and it goes further, what happens? More of the same. Unless this person heals whatever is going on, you generally get more of the same. And it's very infrequent that a situation like this turns out well. It usually just goes from bad to worse. So even though I did say that Aquarius warm up to you slowly, even an Aquarius who isn't warm to you will respond to you. And they won't keep playing this back and forth game. They'll just be consistently cold. They'll be consistent, and the bottom line is the consistency. That kind of person will be consistently distant, consistently cold, and slowly warm up. This person isn't doing this. This guy is going from 0 to 60 and back at his leisure. So he's not slowly warming up. He's playing games, and he's unsure about his feelings and unsure about what he wants to do. So from moment to moment, you're getting jerked around. So that's why I said, and it doesn't have to be because of you. A lot of people will internalize this as there's something wrong with me. That has nothing to do with you. There's something wrong with him. And if I were you, I'd kick his ass to the curb and go find me an earth or water sign to date from this point forward. As a Scorpio, that's your best bet. Make sure you look at their whole chart to see that you're compatible in other places as well. But that's what I would do. I would move on to somebody who was more compatible with me, somebody who was showing more interest, somebody who was showing a consistent interest. Okay? Thanks a lot for your question, and I hope things work out. You deserve a person who's crazy about you. Hold out until you get it. Okay? All right, guys. Underneath this video is going to be all of my information, every way to get in contact with me, and how to become a patron if you so choose. Likewise, I have 2 new patrons, Matthew W. and Lisa Love, I think it is, Lisa L or something like that, Lisa something. I couldn't just pronounce her last name, but let's call her Elisa L. So I have 2 new patrons, and Lisa is the first female. So that is really cool. So if you're interested in becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, that information will be underneath here as well. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you want to check me out, if you want to get a reading done, look underneath here for all that information. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.